Welcome to the debut of the 2016-2017 season of Tracking the Wolves. Back in the old Wolves Den, it's yours truly, Ben Root here, and well, let's look at the week that was in Northern sports. One of the big highlights this past week in NSU action was one epic battle on the gridiron as the football squad started its season in Sioux Falls, taking on 25th ranked Augustana University. What a game it was, with Nick Truen piling up almost 8 yards per carry. Connor Doherty catching a ball that was kicked into the air by a defender. Zach Colberth laying out for a beautiful 38-yard catch. And Nathan Shaw forcing overtime with a 21-yard boot. When it was all said and done, though, it was the Vikings surviving this one. In overtime, they knocked off Northern 37-34. Truen wound up with 126 yards on the ground and 1 touchdown. Doherty was 72 yards receiving and a score as well. And the first start for Christian McIlvain saw the senior throw for 180 yards and a touchdown without any turnovers. Defensively, Joe Parsley and Trevor Heining, though, did have picks to make it a 2-0 turnover differential in favor of NSU. Parsley and Tyson Zemlich led the way with 9 tackles apiece as well. In St. Paul, your Northern volleyball squad saw a bevy of new faces on the court, testing their mettle in one of the top invites in the nation. Wolves looked impressive, going 3-1 overall. Ladies started it off with a 5-set win over 6th-ranked Western Washington University and then took down Truman University in straight sets. The next day, NSU got swept by the host team and preseason #1 squad from Concordia University St. Paul. Then they knocked off Truman University a second time, this time in a 4-setter. Highlights here included a couple of 50-plus assist performances from redshirt freshman Ashley Rozell. She also had a double-double in there. 3 double-doubles in there for Holly Vancura over the weekend as well, whose best showing was 15 kills, 24 digs against that Western Washington team. And there were 15 kills by both veteran Tori Bayach and the rookie Jenna Reef in the final match against Truman State. As for the action on the soccer field, or the pitch as it were, NSU romped in their first game of the year that counted after a couple of exhibition games earlier, this time in a contest that was not an exhibition game, yet not a conference game. They took care of business at home over Black Hill State 8-1. Anna Bondi went magical with the hat trick there. Darian Leszewski had a couple of goals as well, and there were also goals in the contest for Stephanie Estrada, Kay Hernandez, and Cheyenne Rosselli. And finally, your Northern Twilight was on Friday and some cross-country activity there. Top times turned in by Tanner Peltier on the men's side and Sasha Hoveen for the women. That's a look at last week's action for your Maroon and Gold. We'll talk more Northern sports and be joined by a couple of the volleyball players next here on Tracking the Wolves.
Great team means you know your role and you work your role to the best of your ability. If you're consistently going to show up and be your best, you're going to be part of that team. You can see the success they have over time. It's not just 1 year flash in the pan. It's consistent success over time, which makes them great. And that's where the work ethic comes in. The ability to come into work, do the same thing repeatedly day after day after day, and putting your best foot forward is going to separate you from the rest.
Choose the experts. Choose Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
Welcome back to Tracking the Wolves. Talking volleyball here on this edition of Tracking the Wolves. And joining me now, a junior out of North Dakota. You might not be able to tell from the accent here, but Kellie Schmit joins me on the show. Thanks for coming over.
You're welcome.
Well, you got that first matches under your belt this weekend out in St. Paul. Knowing it was going to be kind of a tough weekend going in, were you kind of nervous going in that first match against Western Washington?
Kind of, because we didn't know how we were going to play, with another team. We've played ourselves for how long now? Over a month. So we just didn't know how it would be playing somebody else.
So, yeah, we got enough practice in, I guess. You were just kind of tired of that,
yeah,
I suppose, right?
A little bit.
Were they what you expected? Because you come out and you take the first two pretty, I won't say easily, but, 5 points or so.
I don't know. I think usually the first set, we always come out kind of nervous, and so we never really know how it's going to come out. And we actually got up the energy, got passing going, got our offense going, so it ended up pretty good, I guess.
kind of frustrated by the third set there? You had match point, could have ended it.
A little bit.
But you stuck it out and got it in 5. What did Coach Aldridge tell you after that win?
Well, you know, he said that we're here to play volleyball. It doesn't matter if we go 3 or we go 5. We're still going to be there. We still got the day to play. So, you know, got to get more practice in, get more reps in.
Yeah, exactly. You get more workout. Hey, that works. Then you knock off Truman State Friday. Yep. Go to Saturday, and Concordia comes out, and, well, they look like the Concordia that won, 7 or 8 in a row. Yep. Have you ever been part of one that was such a lopsided kind of tail whooping, I guess?
No, well, I thought it would be quite a fight, you know, with them because, you know, they've had the same players at how many years, and they have their set offense, you know, and we're trying to figure ourselves out. So I knew it was going to be a battle. We maybe take a set or 2, but, you know, kind of got a butt whooping. But now we know what we need to improve on. So. And
you know, you come back too, and you bounce back and beat Truman State a second time in a 4-set match. So looking back at the weekend, happy with how it all went down?
Pretty happy, yeah. We could have been 0-4, you know, so.
Yeah. And the coaches look at it the same way. You guys move up in the standings, which is good to see too. Next up, you go down to Arkansas for a trip down there. What do you know about the teams down there, or have you even checked it out yet?
So far, not a lot. The coaches have been trying to look at them a little bit, but we don't have too much information, you know. I'm the type of person that just says, tell me when the bus leaves, I'll be there. I'll play whoever, it doesn't matter, but we'll see.
Well, we'll see how it goes down there, and thanks for joining me. Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Kellie Schmit here talking some volleyball on Tracking the Wolves.
I love learning.
I believe in service. I am full of passion. I embody sportsmanship.
I trust in my resourcefulness.
I like balance.
That's why I chose
Division II.
Welcome back here on Tracking the Wolves. Ben Root here talking some volleyball on this edition as the team got its first matches in over the weekend, going 3-1 at the Concordia University St. Paul tourney. And Ashley Rozell, redshirt freshman setter with me here on the show, and thanks for joining me, Ashley. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You got that first activity in, starting with a bang, 55 assists, if memory serves right, on Friday in your first match. Were you surprised even at that number in the first time you've been out there?
Yeah, you know, I was a little surprised. You know, first match going out for me, and you never really know what to expect, what's going to happen, but I was happy with how it all went down. You know, beating number 5, you can never be upset about that. So. Yeah,
nice win there, and you go 3-1 over the weekend, and really some good numbers even away from the setting side of things, blocking and digging as well. Was it good to actually get out there and take somebody else on rather than, you know, your team?
Oh, for sure. You know, after practicing for so long, just to get the opportunity to play somebody else is different and lets you know a lot about your team and what you need to improve on, what you're doing well at. So it was a good experience.
And for you, you know, a year off, obviously, redshirting last year. How did you go about kind of twiddling your thumbs for a year and not getting to play, really?
Yeah, you know, it was hard sitting out that year, but also at the same time, I learned a lot. Gained a lot of strength, a lot of knowledge about what I'm supposed to be doing. So, you know, that extra year actually helped me, I feel like, become prepared for what I was put into this weekend. So.
Now, what did Coach have you work on most in that year to improve from Warner? Because your Warner numbers, you know, across the board were pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, a lot of it was my technique. You know, a lot changed from what I did at Warner. A lot of my hands, you know, how I was supposed to be setting the ball. I gained a lot of strength at that year. You know, a lot changed, but all for the better.
Well, nice opening weekend, and good luck in Arkansas this week.
Thank you.
Ashley Rozell here talking some volleyball, getting ready to set it up this weekend for your Northern Wolves.
NCAA championships are something special.
Filled with memories we will carry with us for the rest of our lives.
We ask that you cheer hard for your institutions.
Acting responsibly and courteously towards those around you.
In the spirit of sportsmanship, enjoy the game, and let's provide our student athletes, coaches, officials, and fellow fans the respect they deserve.
Welcome back to Track of the Wolves. Let's wind down this season opening edition with a check of your upcoming week in Northern action. Soccer team's going to take Jerde Field first up Wednesday with a non-conference match against Jamestown University. That'll be at 6 o'clock. Volleyball team heads south to Arkansas this weekend. Well, they'll draw Arkansas Tech and Henderson State Friday. And on Saturday, they'll follow that up by playing Ouachita Baptist and Southern Arkansas, finishing their non-NSIC action. Back outdoors, cross-country teams will take part in the Herb Blakely Invite. That is Saturday morning down in Madison, South Dakota. And Saturday night, it's American football as the second annual Ag Bowl for the Northern football team is here in town, hosting Southwest Minnesota State. Kickoff Saturday night at 6 on ESPN 1420, 107.1, and on the web at espnaberdeen.com. Tailgate Saturday will open up at 3 o'clock. And it's going to be free to all Wolves Club and GYPS members, and they'll even have free admission for kids through 8th grade with a paid adult. Kids will have a ninja course open there at 3 o'clock, and the YMCA's Golf Balls for Smalls drop happens at 5 Saturday evening. Don't forget to dress appropriately as always. It's a whiteout event, even though it is, of course, after Labor Day. That doesn't matter. Wear white this Saturday or be one of the first 5,000 fans there. You'll get a free white Wolves t-shirt, so you don't have to worry about your own white t-shirt to come in, I suppose, there. Last but not least, that NSU soccer team will bookend the events there. Of course, I mentioned the Wednesday contest. They'll also play Sunday, starting conference play as they travel to Moorhead. That'll do it for your look ahead for this week's Wolves activity. And that also does it for this episode of Track the Wolves. To keep up on the latest info in NSU sports, join me again next week right here. Until then, as always, go Wolves.